Hey peeps, author Adam Bray here, and welcome to Freaky in 5 Meat Dog Meat. Um, I think the first time I was introduced to the concept that people ate dog was the Tom Selleck movie High Road to China, and there's a scene I think where they stop somewhere like Afghanistan or something, and they're offered dog meat. And I was like, Mom, do people really eat dog? Um, so when I got to Vietnam, went up to Hanoi, all the guidebooks talked about how you could eat dog up there. So like a lot of the idiot backpackers, I did. I went to a dog meat restaurant in Hanoi, in the north, the capital of Vietnam. There's an area with a lot that's famous for restaurants that specialize in serving dog, and a lot of Vietnamese go there for parties, and they'll get it served different ways. We had dog spring rolls and dog stew and grilled dog meat with noodles, and it stinks. It tastes gross. It's gritty. Um, to me, the meat smells like dog poop. It smells like dog hair. It smells like wet dog. And there's a little bit of all that poop and hair dog taste in the meat. So it's really gross. I don't recommend it. But I should back up and say the way that dogs are raised or harvested and killed, dispatched, is very cruel. And it's the same way that it's done in China, in Vietnam, probably Laos, Cambodia, Korea. My mom grew up in Korea and used to tell me awful stories, what they would do, the locals. But basically, dogs are beaten to death because it's believed that the beating them tenderizes the meat. It's supposed to make it taste better. So the dogs die of this horrible, painful death. Sometimes they're processed alive. It's very cruel, horrible, especially in Vietnam. I know from experience, from observation, much of the dogs are not farm raised. They are stolen pets. People are eating pets, stealing them off the street. There are quote-unquote dog catchers that drive around neighborhoods with nets, and they'll lure. You'll see them on bicycles, sometimes on motorbikes. They'll lure dogs with a little bit of food, and net them or zap them, and catch them and just speed off, and then take them to the plant. It's a nasty business. So I don't recommend it. Don't do what I did. Don't do, if a guidebook recommends it, don't do it. Don't support it. And the people would eat roadkill. I've seen it, people's pets will get run over, hit by a car, hit by a motorbike, and, people are, before it's even dead, people are fighting over it, I want it, I want to take it home to eat it. So they'll grab it up and take it away before it's even dead. And as a consequence, there's a problem in Vietnam especially, but probably other countries too, I'd bet, of people getting rabies and other diseases from eating roadkill. So it's a nasty business. Whoops. Sitting on a log here that's breaking. But it is eaten around the country, especially by Northerners. Northerners really have a taste for it. It's famous in Hanoi in the north. So wherever the Northerners come to resettle and colonize since the war, down south, you'll find dog restaurants wherever Northerners are. I lived beside, well, just down the road from a dog restaurant. So every time I left my house in Winnie, I would have to drive past this dog hot pot restaurant, and the smell made me sick to my stomach. It actually got so when I came back to the U.S. And visited my parents, they had a bulldog for a while, and when I smelled the bulldog, it just smelled like dog meat to me, and it made me sick to my stomach. The smell of this bulldog, because I just thought of dog meat restaurants. So it's gross. They in Vietnam they call it Thit Cay. I think that just means young dog. Incidentally, cat meat is Tio Ho, which is little tiger. Um, you don't see people eating cat as much in Vietnam, but they do, especially in the Central Highlands. And I had heard that, so I wanted to get a picture of a sign from a restaurant. Finally, I found one, and I was with a friend, and we stopped to get a photo. And my friend was like, "Oh, I didn't know you wanted a picture of that. You know, we've been passing cat restaurants all day long." And I said, "Well, why didn't you show me?" But they call him Tio Ho, little tiger, and this sign had a picture of a little orange tabby cat. But the dogs, Thit Cay, most of the time you're not going to get served dog accidentally, because it is more expensive. It's more of a delicacy. It's something typically men will eat with each other to impress each other. It's kind of the a guy food. But you do see it more in Hanoi. When I went to Hanoi to the markets, the open markets, I would see dogs' heads and body parts chopped up on the chopping block. They boil them and get all the hair off. I guess you boil them, and so they'd be skinless and quartered. But I'm pretty sure the north is maybe the only place where you might accidentally, that's the only place. In the ethnic minority villages, I ordered some pho in minority villages, and I think that was dog meat. But that's the only place up north in the minority villages. But one time I caught a local bus in Winnie to Saigon, and I got in one of these small little vans and sitting in the back, and then we went to Thit and stopped at a place, and it was a dog, like a dog meat distributor, and there was a dog they use German shepherds typically for the signs, and they packed dog meat in white paper bags. It was like frozen dog meat, just packed it on both sides and behind me, so I was all around me packed in dog meat for like 5 hours, my trip to Saigon. So yeah, what else can I say about it? It's gross. Sometimes you'll drive down the road, you'd see these quote unquote dog catchers. And it's awful. They'll have a wire cage on the back of their motorbike and all these dogs stuffed inside, just so they can't even move. I'd go, in Hanoi in the back of restaurants, I'd see these, they're like little mobile chicken coops, just wire kind of oval dome things, just full of like mother dog and puppies. They'll eat adults, they'll eat puppies, they'll eat anything. So very common, cat not so much. But dog meat, or meat, dog meat.